Here now, retired Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis, a defense priorities military expert. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
My pleasure.
What do you think of this move by the president?
Well, I tell you what, the move by the president is the right one. It's actually long in coming. I wish he'd done it back in March when he first mentioned this. But there is just some amazing hysteria, both on the left and the right here about this, as though they think some horrible thing. Well, because there is this profound misunderstanding of just what those troops are doing, what they can do, and how we actually defend ourselves against terrorist strikes. We do not defend against terrorist strikes by having men on the ground, because they are tied to the ground right there, and all they're going to do is do tactical activities around where they're at. But there is vast tracts of territory out there, both in Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan, where we don't have any influence at all. And if that was the key, then we would literally have to have hundreds of thousands of troops out there. We don't. What does keep us safe, though, is a strong global ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, and a good cooperation between the local and federal law enforcement agencies and our intelligence allies from other countries. That's what keeps us safe.
Jennifer Griffin was reporting that this decision came after a conversation the president had with Turkish President Erdogan about getting out of the way in Syria. What do you make of that?
Well, let's hope that's not the case, because what we do owe is the Syrian Democratic Forces, because they have done a tremendous job in something that was a national security interest of the United States, which is to rid Raqqa of ISIS and to take away their caliphate. And they put their lives on the line. They sacrificed their lives in something that was of mutual benefit to both us and the SDF. And we definitely should not leave them hanging. And I think that we should put diplomatic pressure on Erdogan, not give in to him, but should tell him do not attack those, or maybe there'll be some kind of repercussions, because we should not just abandon them. Absolutely.
There's a lot of question about what happens after ISIS is gone from the area. There's a vacuum where Iran tries to go in and create a stronghold so that they can battle back against Israel and surround Israel further. Does our leaving leave Israel in jeopardy in the region?
No, absolutely not. There's not a slight, not even a little bit of a negative consequence, because the things that we have to put pressure on Iran, and the things that Iran actually is afraid of, is like I said, our global ISR, but also more to the point, the American fleet in the Mediterranean and in the area of the Strait of Hormuz, our bombers, our drone strikes capabilities. All of those things are things that will keep Iran in check should they ever dare to challenge us. But our conventional and certainly our nuclear capability so overwhelms anything Iran could ever do that they're not going to challenge that, because they would lose every single time. Those men on the ground don't do anything, and I can't stress this enough. They don't have the capacity to do anything over there on a strategic level.
Yeah. All right, Daniel, thank you. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.